Funding for this video is brought to you by viewers like you. Thank you.
Free me from the shackles of this book. Rich people are crazy.
This is SUMMERWEEN. This is SUMMERWEEN. 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 In this town we go. What's up, punks? And welcome to video. Let me close this door for a little privacy. Before you comment, I don't have any WD-40 and I'm not about to buy that. Hi! Happy SUMMERWEEN! Who's excited? I know I am. I celebrated my first SUMMERWEEN in 2021 and I'm going absolutely feral for it right now because I couldn't participate last year because I had the plague. So here I am, plague-free, ready to get my pants scared right off. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, SUMMERWEEN is an annual Halloween-themed, spooky horror thriller-themed readathon hosted by Olivia Reads a Latte and Gabby Reads. It's so much fun. It's so simple. It spans a week. We're gonna start ours today. I can't do the full 7 days. I've got something super cool planned that I will share with you in a future vlog. But for now, what we're gonna be doing to spice things up and get all the spooky reading jam-packed inside of 5 days is participate in yet another 24-hour reading challenge. Now, if you're new here, hi, my name is Allie. Around these parts, we balance daily life alongside disability, celebrate mundanity, and read a whole lot of books. And personally, I am too neurospicy to do a proper 24-hour reading challenge where we stay up all night and read books and blah, blah, blah. If my routine is altered, especially my sleep routine, I will unravel at the seams. So let's do the 24-hour reading challenge in our own way. It also seems all too fitting because we did our first 24-hour reading challenge exactly a year ago. Happy birthday to not having a work-life balance. There are 5 reading prompts for this readathon. 1. Read a book in the dark. 2. Read a thriller. 3. Read a book that takes place in the fall. 4. Read a book with orange or black on the cover. Easy peasy, living greasy. And 5. Read a manga graphic novel or a novella. I have carefully curated a TBR for these prompts that we may stray from. We'll see what unfolds. We've consulted the spooky shelf of my TBR bookshelf, and these are what we have selected. Let's go over them real fast. The first book in the stack is Paradise Rot by Jenny Vall. This is a short translated literary fiction. The reason I picked this one up is because we read Dogs of Summer for the book club last month, and I loved it so much. And like 3 or 4 of you said that this book has similar energy. I truly don't know what to expect. Sometimes I just fall into y'all's recs blindly. The next 2 books I'm classifying under the category as Katie made me do it. So the first is The Hollow Places by T. Kingfisher. All I know is that this is like a spooky Narnia type thing where you go into a different dimension world thing. But I hear that the descriptions are really spooky. On the back, it's compared to Pan's Labyrinth. We shall see. Up next is The Girl with All the Gifts, which is a book that I'd never heard of before, but it made it onto Katie's best books of 2022. So I'm sold, even though it's kind of on the longer side. It follows a little girl and it's like fungal horror. What do you guys call mushroom horror? Sporer. It's sporer. Mushrooms, fungus, spores, spooky. Great. Up next, we have another T. Kingfisher, and it's called What Moves the Dead. It's a novella, so hello, we can get a point for that. I really wanted to read this one with the Literally Dead book club last year. However, I couldn't find it in Belgium to save my life, but it's easier to find now. So here she is. Oh my god, this is Sporer too. Dun dun dun. The next book in my stack is Tinfoil Butterfly by Rachel Eve Moulton. This book made it onto Allie's best books of 2022, and she reads so much horror, so I'm gonna take her word for it. A woman is hitchhiking and she meets a child with a tinfoil mask. That's literally all I know. But that's the thing with the best spooky books, in my opinion, is when you have no idea what you're in for, and then you find out, you f*** around and you find out. Up next is These Silent Woods, which is a story about a dad and his young daughter who live in isolation in the Appalachian Mountains, which spooky enough already. But then the only man that knows that they're up there, and I think he helps them get rations, disappears one day. Again, that's it. That's all I know. What's the threat? I kind of don't want to find out. For the manga portion of the prompts, I have Shiver by Junji Ito. Ito is famous for his chilling art style and illustrations. The next book on the TBR is The Only One Left by Riley Sager, which is the Book Troop book club pick for July. It's gonna be a great time. This one follows a woman who picks up a caretaking job in this spooky little house with a spooky little old lady who spookily maybe killed her whole family. This one I'm gonna save for when I'm a bit burnt out with reading because Riley Sager is effortless to me. But what we're gonna start with is Hidden Pictures by Jason Recollet. This is about a little kid who's seeing spooky things and they draw the spooky drawings. And the spooky drawings are included in the book. That's gonna scare me so much. I'm just so sensitive, and honestly, I feel like the older I get, the more anxious I get. You think bravery comes with age. That is a lie. I need my childhood ignorance to get through my days. And she's waning with each passing second. Anyway, Jordan Reeds recently read this one and she hated it and said that it was problematic. So bad problematic. Apparently it sucks booty cheeks. Oh well. So I think we're gonna start with this one so we can eat the frog and then cleanse our palate with all these other great books that we picked. Let's start the timer and let's get reading. Also, I broke into storage and got all my spooky sweaters and Halloween clothing out. I'll link everything down below that I know where it comes from. Otherwise, they were thrifted and I don't know their origin story. Okay, let's begin. I'm so scared. Happy SUMMERWEEN!
Okay, here we are. are. We're in our little moon chair.
which is the ultimate reading chair. Back and neck support. Knees can be folded. Crisscross applesauce, baby.
We've got our blankets,
Noise canceling headphones.
bookmark, book tabs,
Pen. 32 ounces of water.
our phone to keep track of the time, and of course the book we will be reading. Now the way that I do 24-hour reading challenges is that I literally time every second that I'm reading until we hit 24 hours of page consumption. So if I'm eating, the timer stops. If I'm checking my phone, the timer stops. If I'm sleeping, you know how it goes. In order to accomplish our goal within 5 days, we thusly have to read for 5 hours each and every day.
In what fucking world is 5 times 5? 24! Is she okay?
So that's what we're gonna do now. We're diving right into it. Let us begin.
You're all I want! You're all I have!
Hi. Oh no. I'm too big of a baby for this. Why? Why I signed up for reading as many spooky books as I can in a 5-day period is a mystery to me, to say the least. I'm on chapter 3. We're 22 minutes into this thing. We've got some exposition. We met our main character. She's a recovering addict, 18 months clean, trying to get this nannying job with this boy named Teddy. Of course, he's 5 years old. In my notes app, I have transcribed orange hair troll doll looking ass, and he has a spooky imaginary friend. I get it, it's like a little chalk drawing, but still it made my heart stop. And Teddy's like, she sleeps under my bed and I hear her sinking, and I'm like please stop. And the fact that like just that, imagining a little child, a troll doll looking ass, making that comment after seeing that drawing, I hate it. But I mean, hey, I'm hooked already. So real quick, while we're here with that context, I'm very easy to please with horror and thrillers. As long as I'm entertained, I'm typically having a good time. This book might be terrible, but so far, chapter 3, I'm both frightened and entertained. Let's keep going. Oh no. You see this? You can see the darkness in the pages for where there's a drawing. I feel nauseous every time I have to turn the page to a drawing. Look, there's one right there. No. I feel like I'm 8 years old reading scary stories to tell in the dark again. I hate it. It makes my heart go, I don't even want to show you. It's not even that bad. It's just so unsettling. I hate it. I hate it. I'm such a baby. I've seen a couple people read this and they're like, it's not scary. I'm scared. Got another scary page. Why did I do this? Okay. Okay, it's not so bad. They described it for me beforehand, so it's like, we're okay. No, no, no. My life is shortening reading this book. Quick update time. I'm on chapter 9, a little over 100 pages in, an hour into the challenge. And what a start it has been. So far, the only problematic comments have been made by a little old lady next door. It kind of seems like he's using these unideal political stances to get us to not trust the neighbor and not like the neighbor. But maybe not, because it kind of seems like the neighbor is the only one on board for what's going on, whereas the liberal, new age, millennial parents are so close-minded to what's going on. So you know what?
Honey, you've got a big storm coming.
I'm liking it so far. Like, that hour flew by. I really do feel like I'm a little kid and I just got back from the Scholastic Book Fair and I'm too excited to read my new scary stories to tell in the dark, and I'm reading it before bed even though I know that I shouldn't read it before bed, and then I turn to that page. I know we all have a different that page. For me, it's the one where like the girl is standing over the bed and she's like, this is an evil place, leave while you still can. I will absolutely not be including it in this video because I don't want to Google that and I don't need to subject you to that. Anyway, let's keep reading. Nope. god. If you could feel my pulse. Chapter 11. It's about to go down. I'm taking off my headphones. I don't need any added spooky stimulus. And also they're starting to put spooky pages without black edges, so they surprise you. That's why it's going so fast as well, because there are so many drawings and you don't have to read the drawings. Something's about to happen. We're like at the halfway point. I'm like, not well. I'm just not a horror connoisseur and I get very scared very easily. I hate this. I hate it. No. Oh no. Come on. Nuh-uh. No. Oh, I see. Oh. Yikes. $70 pages left. What? What? Nuh-uh. Is this allowed?
Headaches! You give me headaches!
How fitting is it that a guy named Jason wrote this book?
What? All of the dog whistles came together. It all makes sense now. Yikes. Ah, okay. Right, where to begin? There were just too many little Easter eggs as a treat that sort of reinforced the actual agenda here.
The weird takes on everything from race to religion, on fatness, on gardeners, on trans people. I want my icky feelings in a horror to come from the gore, not the hate-filled rhetoric.
It really reads as if you had an AI watch 1,000 hours of the Daily Wire and then asked it to write a horror book. And I'm just gonna link below Beautifully Bookish Bethany's breakdown of this book. There's spoilers, but I'm just not here to dedicate a lot of time to what essentially ended up being a dumpster fire. Just watch Bethany's video if you have any further questions, because no thank you. My review is no thank you. Ew, what a way to start. I'm very afraid of the internet enough as is. I wish I never picked up this book. Yikes, dude. Okay, yeah, I guess let's just go read something else. Sure, watch Bethany's video. Okay, I don't want to read anymore. Like, that ruined it for me. But the challenge has to continue. I'm on the couch with These Silent Woods by Kimmy Cunningham Graham, because if I don't read a book written by a woman within the next 5 minutes, I think my brain might turn to a puddle of soup. This is about a man who lives in the woods with his daughter. Like I said in the beginning of the video, the one guy who knows that they're out there and I believe helps them get food and stuff disappears one day. I don't know if this book is psychological, if it's paranormal, if there's a human murderer. I genuinely have no idea what to expect. It's 271 pages. We technically have about an hour and 20 minutes to read today in order to stay on track, but of course we can go over. So I'm just gonna try and jump into this and we'll see how it goes. Good morning. It's not even 6 a.m. Just 3 minutes shy of our goal. I very easily could have made it, I think. I could just feel how slow my reading was getting. Like, I left this book with such a sour taste in my mouth that I couldn't stop thinking about it in a bad way. Flour on its own is flour, sugar on its own is sugar, milk on its own is milk, but you put them all together and you get a cake, and you can't deny that there's a cake right in front of you once they're all put together like that. And so my brain was really busy, quite preoccupied, trying to like process all of that, I think, to be honest. And so my reading did slow down a bit with this one. And also this is more atmospheric
It's not a fly through read. We're a third of the way through. There's not much to say. We've got the dad, we've got the daughter. We know the dad did something unforgivable, so they're hiding in the woods. There's one neighbor that knows that they're there. He's a little questionable, and not much has happened. It's mostly just tension at this point. When I hauled this book like 7 months ago, I got several comments saying, skip the epilogue, this book was great, but just skip the epilogue. And then even yesterday when I put it on Goodreads and I'm reading it, someone said, do not read the epilogue. I can't not read the epilogue. But I think I'm gonna sit down and maybe just knock this book out, restart my timer. I'm not even ready for the day yet. I literally just crawled out of bed, gonna drink some water. Great. But Ellie, you can't dive into those spooky books. You're not wearing anything spooky. Wrong. Wanna fight? All right, let's do this. I'm halfway done with this book and it's so boring. I don't care enough. There's nothing thrilling or spooky about this. It's just a dad and a daughter living in the woods. And him constantly being like, oh, what I've done. The badness I've done. Tell me what you did. Just say it. What's up, gamers? I've almost been reading for another 2 hours today. I finished the book. All I have left is the epilogue. Current thoughts, this is not a thriller. And not subjectively, where I'm like, ooh, I wasn't thrilled. This wasn't good enough for me. Just like genuinely, this is just a story about a man who has a regretful past and he's hiding in the woods with his daughter, which is fine, but not at all what I signed up for. We've had such a poor start to this readathon. Morale is low, but everyone told me not to read the epilogue, and so I'm gonna do that with you now. We can do it together as friends. I don't think I'm gonna lose out on much because I didn't really care about the rest of the book, but I'm curious why y'all told me not to. So let's do it. What? What? Wait, oh. Okay. Can we get a win, please? Hello. We're back in the moon chair. I know it's not that visually exciting, but my body needs as much support as possible because my brain is losing it. First, we get a book that is so scary for reasons other than ghosts. Then we get a book that just didn't understand the assignment at all. Or I guess the marketing team didn't understand the assignment. Either way, left feeling icky, left feeling bored. Do I even like reading anymore? We're already calling in the lifeline. I was gonna save this Riley Sager book for my last few hours when I was struggling, but you know what? I feel like this moment right now is when I will be struggling the most. I've read every single Riley Sager except for Final Girls. I do have it though. This one, however, is about a girl who gets a caretaking job. Can I read another caretaking job girly story? But this one is about taking care of this little old lady, and everyone in the village knows her as the little old lady that murdered her whole family. And she still lives in the house that apparently she murdered everyone in, and that's where the caretaker girl's going, to the spooky house. Riley Sager's books have been so obnoxiously camp, but to me in a very fun way. I get why he's not everyone's cup of tea, but even when he's not my cup of tea, I still devour his books effortlessly. And that's what I need right now, because I'm ready to throw the towel in, you know? So we're gonna get started with this book in Moonshare. I got a little bit ready for the day. I'm wearing my swimmy suit because we're gonna be having a spooky pool party for one outside once the sun rises fully. But for now, let's start our timer again and get reading. It's not even 10 a.m. and we're already 2 hours into this challenge, basically. Let's go. What's up, gamers? 2 hours and 41 minutes into today's reading. We finished up the last 2/3 of one book, and we just finished like 62, 63 pages of this book. The only one left by Riley Sager. So far, the intrigue isn't horrendously peaked. We've met our protagonist, Kit. She picked up the job being the caretaker. We met all the other people that live in the house. For whatever reason, I thought that Kit would be the only one in the house with this lady who allegedly killed her family many, many years ago, but there's a bunch of other folks. But we only just got to the first little like dun dun dun. I really don't know what to think so far. I really didn't care about anything until just finishing up chapter 6, which is 50 pages into the book, but I still have high hopes. Those are my thoughts and feelings so far. I'm gonna keep reading. Hit the 100-page mark, a little over 3 hours into it. It's still giving meh. It's just, it's fine, Okay, almost 4 hours into reading for today. Halfway through The Only One Left by Riley Sager. My interest is peaked. Like, I would like to see how this ends, but I'm not at the edge of my seat. Nor am I frightened. Nor am I thrilled. This is just kind of like a mystery whodunit. I'm waiting to be spooked. I'm waiting for my heart rate to increase. But for now, it's gone from boring to making me curious, which is something, I suppose. I'll most likely be reading overtime, which is great. I'm gonna go outside. The sun is shining. I'm gonna fill up my little baby pool, and we're gonna have a little spooky pool party together. Does that sound nice? Let's finish up this book. Hello, we've been outside for a little bit. I have been reading. We're on chapter 34, page 186, meaning there are just 100 pages left. My timer is at like 4 hours, 50 minutes. This book is very drama, less scary, but I do want my questions answered. I can say that much. So let's finish this one up, shall we?
Okay. What? Wait. What? Wait, I'm confused. Wait, what? Oh my god. What the heck? This is so confusing. Dude. What is going on? That makes no sense. What do you mean? What? This is so confusing. Rich people are crazy. What? Come on. Okay. What? Okay, there are 40 pages left. I'm just gonna finish this. What is this book? I'm done. I'm done. No. What? Stop. Oh my god. This is so confusing. No. Oh my god. It wouldn't be a Riley Sager without another twist being thrown in less than 20 pages before the book is over. Free me from the shackles of this book.
That was an absolute dumpster fire. That was a dumpster fire of a book. You all know, even when Riley Sager books are bad, I typically still have a good time. I mean, I guess the end was so absurd. It was entertaining, but at the end of the day, it was still just too absurd for me. Want to hear my pool? Fun stuff. That was a drama television program. Way too many layers. Even Shrek would pass up on this onion of a book. Part of me is glad to have read it because I know that a lot of other people are going to be reading it and it's going to be fun to be a part of the conversation. We are just shy of reading for 6 hours today. I need a hefty break right now. She's a little unwell. Good morning. Good morning. Day 3 of this cursed, godforsaken challenge. I don't read books unless they are like 5-star new favorites or so god-awful that the world needs to know. Those are very rare instances. However, considering the 3 books that we recently read, none of them got over 3 stars. I don't even think any of them went over 2.5. I've been reading for almost 11 hours and I'm struggling. We are in bed right now. We had a bad health night. I think these books are making me fall apart. What I brought with me is The Girl with All the Gifts by M.R. Carey. This was on Katie Reed's Best Books of 2022, so I have high hopes. Also, when I brought this into the bedroom this morning, Lawrence said he very much liked the movie. So even though it's almost 500 pages, and that makes me very hesitant to pick it up, we're gonna pick it up today. This is from a child's perspective. It's dystopic. It's sporer, meaning mushrooms make people zombies. I'm not typically a zombie girly though. What scares me are murderers doing things for seemingly no reason, or ghosties. Like, zombies means action, and action is so boring to me. Chase scenes, fighting scenes, but I have a good feeling in my bones about this one, okay? I have a good feeling. So, fingers crossed. Hello? Also, I very embarrassingly realized that 5 times 5 is not 24. It is in fact 25. So I am way beyond schedule. That's that. I've got a fatty smoothie. I've got my books. I'm in my bed. I barely get any sleep, but you know what? That's showbiz, baby.
I'm on chapter 2. The intrigue is there.
Oh my goodness, y'all. I'm only like 35 pages into this. I read the first 5 chapters. We've barely begun. I just gotta scream from the rooftops about how good this book is ready. Oh my gosh, we wasted no time. Man, how much can I even tell you? Because if I told you something that happened in chapter 2, I would already be spoiling something. Okay, these children are in an orphanage, but that orphanage is technically an army base. They each have their own individual cell. I am hooked. I am so hooked already. I am reading so fast. I am so curious. Our protagonist seems to be some kind of like chosen one of sorts. I don't even want to update y'all anymore. I need to get back to my book. I need to know what's going on. Bye!
I read another 5 chapters. This book is so good. Thank you, Katie. Thank you, Katie. Oh my gosh. It's like 9:30 in the morning. We are, what, 20, 30 minutes away from the halfway point of this whole 24-hour reading challenge. I had my nice little healthy smoothie for breakfast with chia seeds and flax seeds and all that jazz, but you know what I want now? Ramen noodles. So that's what we're gonna do. Listen to your body. And I'm gonna take my little bowl of carbs, go back into bed, keep reading this great book. Oh, I'm so relieved. I'm so relieved. There is so much intrigue. It's just written in such a way where you fly through it without even trying. It's a book that makes you forget about your phone. This is so good. I also feel like it's gonna hurt my heart. Like I feel like I'm not gonna be well after reading this. I don't know. Come on, ramen noodles. I have reading to do. Check back in later. Thank you, Katie.
Oh my goodness. We are an hour and 12 minutes into today's reading, which means we are officially just past the halfway point. Woo! That's crazy. 12 hours of reading in 3 days. It started off really rough, but now it is so good. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What drugs were sprinkled in these pages? Because I simply cannot get enough. I am so entranced. I'm so invested in everything. I'm so curious about the world, about the characters. I'm 117 pages into the book. It's almost 500 pages, so we've got a while to go. We do seem to be dipping our toes into what it means to be a human being. What is sentience? Is sentience enough to be considered a human being? We're exploring the ethics of science. We're kind of, in a way, doing the trolley problem. Harm a few to save a many, you know, that type of thing. Like, who would have thought that a zombie book would hold so much goodness? Like, this book is juicy. It is so much more than a zombie book. It's saying so much more. And you're also so connected to the characters. Like, you really care about everyone. Oh my gosh. What the heck? I'm so surprised. And I'm so grateful because I had literally never heard about this book until I watched that Katie video. So I'm gonna keep reading and probably go outside in like an hour or something. Hello. I'm officially at a perfect halfway point for this book. There are exactly 460 pages and I'm on page 230. A lot has gone down. I do believe that Miss Justinu, Helen is my favorite character, I think, of the year. She's the best. I love her so much. A lot of things are unfolding. A lot of things that we believed to be true don't seem to be the case. I'm fascinated. It has slowed down just a little bit, but I think for good reason, and I'm still just as invested as I have been since the very beginning. So this has been an update. Hello. She got another migraine. Is anybody surprised? Absolutely not. It's been scary, y'all. I don't want to get too deeply into it, but just know she's not doing well at all. And please don't be mad at me. Like, I know I should be resting, but I've just been having so much fun and I want to keep having fun. I want to keep reading my SUMMERWEEN books. So let's meet in the middle, okay? I'm gonna finish this challenge. I'm gonna finish this video for y'all and I'll take next week off, okay? I promise. For a little bit, I might have to come up with a different uploading schedule just to take care of myself a little better. But for now, let's have some fun, please. I have this much left of The Girl with All the Gifts, like 150 pages left. We made it to chapter 52. This is really good. It definitely slowed down in the middle, but because of how the beginning started, I have really high hopes for the ending. So we're gonna finish that first thing. I'm gonna hold this mic with my knees so I can show you. I added a few books to the TBR stack just so there will be more to choose from when I finish this book, because we were down to like 4 books. We still have Paradise Raw, a tiny translated novella. We also have Tinfoil Butterfly, which I hear is very scary. The Hollow Places. I don't think that this is where I should start with my T. Kingfisher. I believe that it'll be very good, but if I'm gonna read any T. Kingfisher, I think it should be What Moves the Dead, especially since my bookish friend Taz DM'd me on Instagram and let me know that this book made her gasp out loud, and it's also on the shorter side. I think shorter books might be the way to go, just to kind of give me that dopamine release, because I am a little overwhelmed. Speaking of, I do love Junji Ito, but I don't think that this is gonna be the picture book horror for us this SUMMERWEEN, because it is so big. So if I do pick up a picture book, I'd like it to be on the shorter side, so So I scooped Through the Woods from my TBR by Emily Carroll. This genuinely looks so spooky. It's 5 short stories, 5 chilling stories. So this is in the stack now. I also added in Tell Me I'm Worthless by Alison Rumfitt, which I hear is a lesbian haunted house gothic story. The only thing that makes me hesitant to pick this one up this summerween, especially with all this migraine brain, is that I hear it kind of has big brain energy. And you know what I don't have right now? That. I could be wrong though. Let me know if I'm wrong. And last but not least, I decided to add in Foe by Ian Reid. This is the only Ian Reid I haven't read. I've absolutely adored his other 2 books. So I thought that this would be a good addition to our choices because I'm not intimidated to pick this up. And we had such a rough start. Like, this is the only book that we've thoroughly enjoyed in this entire vlog so far, and we're over halfway done. There's like a few minutes shy of 10 hours left to read. So I'm going to try and finish up these last hours in the next couple of days. Let's have a lot of fun and then we will rest. I promise. Okay? Are we all happy with this arrangement? I hope so. Let's get reading.
There are 100 pages left. It is going down.
Hello, we are outside getting some fresh air. It feels good. We've been in bed for a hot minute. Can we talk about The Girl with All the Gifts? Because this was out of this world. The top of my cover says the most original thriller you will read this year, and that couldn't be more correct. I'm so glad that I said that I wasn't typically a zombie reading fan, because that just goes to show how much this blew me out of the water. I decided to bring out Foe by Ian Reid. This book is under 250 pages. This is more of a sci-fi, but also has, I think, psychological horror elements to it, like most Ian Reid things do. So excited. And I also brought out Through the Woods by Emily Carroll, because I feel like pictures and outside, that's a great combination. This is how far we are in for today. I'm using my phone as a microphone. It's like an hour and 40 minutes or something. Let's get to reading.
I love sunshine. It just feels so good to breathe fresh air and read your silly little books under the silly little sunshine. I finished Through the Woods by Emily Carroll. These are very short stories. They definitely gave the energy of spooky tales around a campfire, you know? I loved how ambiguous most of these were, which reminds me of the story I was told in film school about films getting their ratings, and how this old school horror movie had a scene where the killer hung its live victim on a hook, and you know, there was blood everywhere. And so that would obviously give the movie too high of a rating to be shown in theaters or be distributed widely, etc. And so what the filmmakers did was they had the clip of the murderer hanging the victim, but then the camera just panned down to a bucket and there was no blood. And that was actually more unsettling than seeing all of the blood. Forcing the viewer to fill in the gaps themselves is chilling in its own way. And that's what a lot of these stories reminded me of. Ooh, they were interesting. They were creative. I really liked this one. And then I started Foe by Ian Reid. I am this far in, like 60 or so pages. I had to bust back into the house mid-reading to get some tabs in my pen because it's Ian Reid. This isn't a book you just fly through. There are lines that get you stopping. There are lines that get you thinking. I don't even know how much I'm allowed to tell you, because when I hauled this book, I had someone comment and said that even the synopsis was too big of a spoiler. So I don't want to tell you too much of anything. There's this couple that kind of live in the middle of nowhere, and this strange man shows up at their house and knocks on their door and is asking them a bunch of questions and lets them know that they've been chosen for something. I'll say that much. So there are less than 200 pages left of this one. We've been reading for a little over 3 hours today. It's been a good reading day. My mood has been elevated the more that I read and chat with y'all, so thank you so much for being here. I just can't express enough how much I love just creating stuff with you guys. I just love this community. I love being a part of something. Just thank you. I'm gonna take a shower, I think, because I haven't been able to shower for a bit being so ill, and now it's got all sweaty outside. So let's get clean and read some more.
morning, crusty crew. Day 5 of timing my reading until I hit 24 hours, or a little over 18 hours total. We didn't get quite as much reading done the past 2 days as I had hoped, but you know what? That's fine. Because where we currently stand, mathematically speaking, I'm gonna reset this bad boy, and then we're gonna make it count down 5 hours, 55 minutes. That is all the time that we have to read to hit the 24-hour mark. A little over halfway done with Foe by Ian Reid. There's not much left to read, but it's okay. Got that mystery. I have some questions. It is a little bit repetitive and just a little bit boring in my opinion, but I have a feeling that by the end I will be blown out of the water. We shall see. Let's kick off the last day of this challenge by finishing this book. Ooh. Camera! Talk about it. I agree with the person who commented on my video where I hauled this. The blurb spoils this book so hard. Do not read the blurb if you haven't already. I thought this book was pretty good. I think it was a little bit too much of a slow burn for me. It got a little boring at times. However, it was still so creative. There's a grammatical choice that Reid made here. I feel like such a hot girl, big brain, smart girl right now because there's totally a twist at the end that is never explicitly stated. You just have to pick up on it, and I picked up on it, and I feel so smart and so cool. This is the first book in all of the books where I was underlining things, so that's nice. There's a little bit of substance there. It wasn't just entertaining. Much like his most recent book, We Spread, we dabbled just a little bit in the theme of memory and forgetting, and how forgetting is actually healing and helpful and beneficial to human beings. I wasn't at the edge of my seat. It wasn't horrendously gripping, but the ending definitely made it worth reading for me. So that's that. Bada bing, bada boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 books down. What to read next? Like I said before, if I'm gonna read any T. Kingfisher, it's gonna be What Moves the Dead. We will put that at high priority. The hollow places we're gonna have to get to in a different reading vlog. I am so sorry to anyone who was really on the edge of their seats waiting for me to read this one. It's just too long. We only have a little over 4.5 hours left, so we have to choose carefully. Paradise Rot might be a good place to go because it is even shorter. It's less than 150 pages and the font is ginormous. I really want to read Tinfoil Butterfly in this vlog. For some reason, I'm convinced that this is gonna scare my pants off. In total, despite big fonts and whatnot, we've got a little over 400, right? No. Wait, 250, 150. I'm so confused. 1, 2, yeah. That doesn't look like 550 pages. I'm doing something wrong. Clarence, can you come help me with math?
That's 400.
That's what I thought. This book is also 150 pages.
So that's 550.
Okay. Thank you.
Glad I could help. I'm just somewhat concerned.
Hey! So we're pushing it a little bit. If we have to read a little bit over it, that's fine. I don't think anyone's gonna be mad if I read for more than 24 hours. But now the question is, what do we start with? I think I'll read Paradise Rot next. Not that I don't think it'll be good, I just don't think it's gonna be scary. I think it's just gonna be more of an experience. Plus, super short, big font. We'll fly through it, it'll boost morale. I'm not sure what one to end the video on because I hear nothing but good things about T. Kingfisher, but I think that this one is super scary. You know what? We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Let's start with Paradise Rot. Joe is in a strange new country for university and having a more peculiar time than most. In a house with no walls, shared with a woman who has no boundaries, she finds her strange home coming to life in unimaginable ways. Okay, I read the first 30 pages of Paradise Rot. Not only is the font ginormous, but the chapters are short, so a lot of pages are half pages. So I think we might have chosen perfectly to fit our time constraints. Let's count how many sentences are on one page. 1, 2, 6, 7, 10, 11, 13, 14, like 15 sentences per page. Right now we're introduced to our protagonist. She's looking for housing. She met a girl named Coral and she's visiting the apartment now. That's about it. Not much else has happened, but let's do it. I
I literally just got done saying how much of a hot girl smart girl I felt. Consider me humbled. Consider me thoroughly humbled. Does this author have a piss wank, or am I just looking too deeply into things? With how big this font is and how many naked pages there are, you can fly through this book so quickly. It took me less than an hour actually. So if you wanted to and you were bored one evening, you could pick this book up and take a shot every time urine is mentioned or peeing is mentioned, and you would be sloshed by the end. I don't get it, but like, okay, you know? I didn't hate it. It just kind of felt like an inside joke that I wasn't a part of. I don't know, I just don't think that this one was for me. I don't think this one was for me at all. I just want to read something that's scary, but also doesn't have weird politics involved and doesn't get boring at all. Is that so much to ask? We have a little under 4 hours left. My will to read is borderline non-existent because we've had so many duds. I'm so sick of reading duds. I think I'm gonna read Tinfoil Butterfly next because it's the longest one. So then we will definitely get this one knocked out. And then if any time is remaining with this one, we could just polish off those final few pages and be done with it. This story is about a woman who's hitchhiking to the Badlands, and she stops in this creepy little town and she eats at a diner, and in said diner she meets this boy with a tinfoil mask, and she learns that she can't run from her problems forever. I don't know what that means. I'm gonna watch Ellie/Hardback Hoarder's video discussing this to hopefully get me hyped because I don't want to read anymore. I have no hope left in my bones.
It was just that memorable. It just felt like a story I hadn't really read before, but it also had all those dark and gritty parts that really make you contemplate a book. That makes you think.
We're at the final stretch, y'all. Timer. Last 2 books. We're starting with Tinfoil Butterfly. Headphones. Maybe the last slapperoonie of this episode.
And you too, Mrs. Spears. Death to all of them.
Snacks. Water. Let's do this. Okay, I read the first chapter, so 22 pages. It's already flying by. The intrigue is immediate. Our protagonist is not only in danger from the get-go, but we don't trust her from the get-go. What is her past? What is she running from? What shenanigans has she performed before beginning all this hitchhiking? She's also obviously a badass, so that's exciting. But that's it. That's all I got. It's been 1 chapter, but I have good feelings already. Thank goodness. I'm on chapter 5, like page 60. There's a little over 3 hours left of reading or something. This is so creepy. This is so creepy. I got exactly what I asked for and I regret asking for it. Oh, my chest is tight. I am properly spooked. I'm nauseous. I want to go home. No. No, don't do that. No, don't do that. Oh, please don't do that. I don't want to go in there. I don't want to go in there. Please don't. Nope. I told you not to go in there. I told you not to go in there. Why are we in here? Why are we in here? No! 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 I hate this! No! No, 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 no! 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 I'm gonna throw up! There's like 170 pages left. I don't think I can do this. Oh God, help. The protagonist just said that it's October, so technically, legally speaking, I will be getting a SUMMERWEEN point for reading a book in the fall. But at what cost? A little over 100 pages left. I am on chapter 10. Just barely 2 hours left. I have no idea how fast I'm going. All I care about is the story right now. I know that when I was reading The Girl with All the Gifts, Helen, or the teacher, was one of my favorite characters of the year, and that still remains. But Earl from this book, another top contender. I love him so much. This book is damn good. It's very readable. It's spooky, it's unsettling, it's confusing, but in the most eerie way. Our protagonist is imperfect. She's definitely a little bit unhinged. No offense, I don't want to talk to you anymore. I want to finish this book so bad. I've got like 30, 40 pages left. Ah! Let's talk. This book was so good. The intrigue was there immediately. The atmosphere was so ominous. I devoured this without even trying. It combined real life horrors and more fantastical, paranormal, spookier elements perfectly. The balance was there. I loved Earl so much. I loved what this book had to say about moral ambiguity, personal growth, how people can make very big mistakes and still be good people with good intentions and good hearts. Even though we've read through quite a few duds, you really find some gems doing these little reading challenges. This was so good. So thought-provoking. Now, there's only like an hour and 15 minutes left, and we have one book left. What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher. Ooh. So we might be running over just a little bit, but for the most part, we timed this quite well. I also barely know anything about this book. Our protagonist's childhood best friend is dying. Oh no! I just got chills. The childhood best friend is sleepwalking at night. Sleepwalking is like one of my biggest fears. I was exposed to Alice Cooper's Welcome to My Nightmare album way too early on in my life. I've never been the same since. Well, what a great way to end. Let's start this spooky, spooky book and finish the last hour of this challenge. Alright, I have exactly 100 pages left of this book. We're down to the last 100 pages of this video and the last 40 minutes of this challenge. I am so bummed out right now, okay? T. Kingfisher was an author that has been hyped up to me so hard, and I really thought that I would have some new favorites on my hands. This is leaving a lot to be desired for me. The pacing is very strange. None of the characters are really like standing out to me. Their connections are flatter than flat. Like, we have this friend visiting a friend who's dying, and we're not having any intimate moments for us to care about their connection, or care that our protagonist is visiting, or care that anything might happen to the sick friend. Like, it's just... And it's just wild that I'm a third of the way into this book and I'm feeling absolutely nothing. Nothing really spooky has happened. I don't care about anything that is taking place. I'm just bored. I like the mushroom facts. I mean, that's something. I feel bad. Everyone loves T. Kingfisher and I wanted to love T. Kingfisher too. I hope that this takes a turn, but honestly, the fact that a third of the way into the book, I'm feeling zero emotions except for boredom, it's gonna have to do a lot. It's gonna have to jump through some serious hoops to change my opinion. I'm so sorry. Alright, so I'm on page 86. There's some intrigue. Rumi is harassing me. I'm gonna look up how hares walk, because this book is all about bunnies. There's bunnies all over this dang thing. So I'm gonna find a video and see if that freaks me out a little more, helps me out a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, the face of a hare, the eyes that hares have remind me a little bit too much of horses. I don't trust them. Here we go. Okay, never mind. Let's try this one. It's just a bunny. It's just a big bunny. Good to know, I guess. Anyway, 60, 70 pages left, so we'll see. Oh yeah, go to a crypt at midnight. Absolutely. Let's visit the crypt at midnight. Let's. Just girly things. Dun dun dun. Chapter 9, baby. Down to the last 10 minutes. Let's do this. Okay, so we finished the 24-hour reading challenge. We've read for 24 hours, but I will be surely unsatisfied if I don't finish this book. There is not much left at all. Let's knock this out. Dun dun dun! Blah, 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 blah. Nope. Nope. Okay. All right. Let's wrap this up, shall we?
What's up, summer wieners? We did it! She read only spooky books for a literal 24 hours. Every second of reading. Timed. Every hill on the roller coaster of emotions. Recorded. My lifespan. Shortened. These are the books that we read in the past 24 hours. One of them being a graphic novel, 2 of them being novellas, 2 of them being on the shorter side, 2 regulars, and 1 chunky girl. Tag yourself. Let's review, shall we? This is a disaster waiting to happen. Okay, Jenga. Hidden Pictures. Is there anything else we have to say about this book? I think not. Next, These Silent Woods by Kimmy Cunningham Grant. Very poorly advertised. This is not a thriller. This is not a horror. It just kind of is. I wouldn't have picked this up had I known that it wasn't what I thought it was, and so I feel lied to. Next. I lost Jenga. The Only One Left by Riley Sager. In my opinion, one of the more boring Riley Sagers. However, the ending was so obnoxious, it was entertaining. I think this one even has more twists and gotchas than The House Across the Lake, somehow. If you like your thrillers to be more drama-y, I think this could be your book. I will still keep reading Riley Sager, but don't worry, I'm really starting to see why a lot of y'all don't jive with him. I get it. I get it. We then read The Girl with All the Gifts. This story transcended the zombie genre. It was so creative. It definitely needs to be edited down. There's no reason this book needs to be like almost 500 pages. But the creativity and the twist, I wasn't expecting a twist, just really threw me for a loop. And I thought that all the characters were spot on. It was all just done so well. I was very impressed with this one. Then we read the graphic novel Through the Woods, which was very interesting. I thought this was such a fun spin on horror. I liked the questions that this left unanswered. It made me feel like I was camping. It was very fun and a little spooky. We then read Paradise Rot, which was recommended to me because I love Dogs of Summer so much. I would not under any circumstances compare the two. This book was mostly about urine. Next, Tinfoil Butterfly. I know, we recently talked about this one too, but loved humanizing flawed characters, loved the intermingling of the genres, loved how I was hooked from page 1. This was outstanding. And then, the only book we haven't talked about yet, What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher. Mixed bag of emotions for me personally. I thought that this one was mostly boring. Like, if over a third of it was a snooze fest, I can't confidently say that I liked it. However, once some things started to pick up, once we got into the sporer aspect of things, it did get interesting. It got a lot easier to read. There were 2 moments that made me a little spooked, that made me unsettled. I didn't like the way things were described. And by didn't like, I mean, it did what it came here to do. I thought the ending was very lackluster. I was very unimpressed with how it ended, but it was okay. My favorite books of this 24-hour reading challenge are obviously in third place, Through the Woods by Emily Carroll. Round of applause. Yes, amazing. Fantastic. In second place, The Girl with All the Gifts by M.R. Carey. Wow, spectacular. You creative man. And finally, first place, Tinfoil Butterfly by Rachel Eve Moulton. Amazing, iconic. Never been done before. Oh my god, I forgot Foe. Where's Foe? Oh no. I just did that whole clip with the stack of the books and the it's on my desk under a bunch of things. How embarrassing. We also read Foe by Ian Reid. This was my least favorite of all 3 of Ian Reid's books. But to me, I think that that's exciting because this was his first book. Top tier for me, his most recent book. So the more he writes, the better he gets. So I'm very excited to read whatever he may be coming out with next. This one I thought was creative. It still had the Ian Reid flavor that I like. It had some quotes that I liked. But overall, this one was kind of boring too. I'm sorry. Oh boy, what a mess. My brain is all over the place. Speaking of, I was out of commission for a couple of days due to migraines. I can feel that another one is on the horizon. I'm really hoping to get this out for y'all this Sunday after SUMMERWEEN. So then, you know, it's amongst the community. We all read together. We all screamed together, cried together, etc. It's been so fun to watch everybody else's reading vlogs. I like the community aspect of these readathons, so I would love to get it out in time, but I can feel it in my bones. I might just have to upload a little less frequently for making videos. Everything will stay the same on Patreon. The designs, the bookmarks, the book clubs, nothing over there is going to change, but because my health has taken quite a serious dive this summer, I'm sorry to be a buzzkill at the end of such a fun video, but I made sure this one was extra long, so then it makes up for a week missed, I hope. Thank you so much to everyone who was so nice to me when these spells happen. I'm sad about it, but everyone's kindness definitely makes it a whole lot better. So thank you so much to Gabby and Olivia for hosting this super fun readathon every single summer. I look forward to it every single year. If you would like to see my 2021 reading vlog participating in this readathon, I will link that down below. There is none for 2022 because I had the plague. Thank you so much to everyone on patreon.com who make it possible for me to do what I do. Thank you so much for keeping the lights on, so to say. I am very grateful for you. And of course, you as well. Thank you for clicking, thank you for caring, and thank you for being nice. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!